Welcome to the SLT Meet the Team session. I'm Robin and I'm the head teacher.
And I'm Marae and I'm acting head teacher. Attendance and punctuality. As you know, attendance and punctuality is really important in ensuring your child reaches their potential. In our current climate, it's even more important as we are catching up and making sure that the children are recovering all the curriculum that they've missed out last year. Communication about absence is also really important, so please make sure that you're constantly communicating with Laura, who is the attendance officer, as you can see in the photo there. You can either call the absence line or you can email attendance@primrosehill.camden.uk. Please make sure that you can continue to communicate with us, and sometimes we will ask you for evidence of absence, so please make sure that you're communicating and giving us that. Punctuality and keeping to your child's entry and exit times is also crucial in keeping our community safe. And as you can see on the right are exit and entry times for the school.
In the current climate, it's even more important to keep our community safe. You've had lots of information from us over the last couple of weeks, but here's a quick summary about COVID symptoms and if you've got any concerns. Please take a few moments to read through this and ask questions if you are not sure about anything at all.
Another way of keeping our community safe is ensuring these following things. So sticking to your timings. We understand that you may have more than one child, so please plan your journey and your drop-off and collection. If there are any problems with siblings and dropping off, please speak to SLT and we will help you with this. As you collect the children, again, we ask you to swiftly move along if you're in the playground or outside on the gate to help ease congestion and also making sure that we're all 2 meters distancing. When you speak to any member of staff, please make sure that you're 2 meters away and keeping to social distancing rules. If it is confidential and you feel that you need a space to meet with us, just arrange a meeting through the office. And the last thing is to follow our one-way system.
School Improvement Plan you'll be familiar with as an annual document that summarises all the things that we're developing over the next academic year. More information will come on this in the next couple of weeks, but our School Improvement Plan this year focuses on 4 main areas. The first being reintegrating the children back into school after the past term of lockdown and home learning, thinking about our curriculum and how the children are going to catch up ready for their current year groups. The next one is about implementing the new statutory PHSE curriculum and framework, the RSE, which is relationship and sex education content, and the focus on anti-racism. The third area is developing the work that we started that was going really well before lockdown, and that's the development of the wider school curriculum, and most importantly, to maintain stability and clarity through a period of change over the next 12 months.
Most of you will be aware of our behaviour policy and procedures. We always encourage mutual respect. We have adapted our behaviour policy and procedures in line with COVID-19 safety measures, which we're going to talk to you about now.
The first thing is developing the children's Primrose Promises. They came up with these last year and we've thought of the wording with them, and this has been heavily promoted across the school so far. There are 5. We will use our growth mindsets. We always include others. We are respectful to everybody. We will be gentle with others, and we will look after our environment. These things will be promoted by the class teachers and SLT throughout the week.
Another thing we've introduced to the children, we're sure they've come home and told you about, is our behaviour expectations about our protocol systems. So your child will be asked to make sure they're keeping safe distance, and they're called safe space captains. So they're the children that will remind each other and making sure that they're keeping social distancing rules. Catch it, kill it, bin it. We remind our children all the time to do that, so we're promoting that across the school. We've got hand washing heroes, so those children who are constantly doing that and we see them doing it without us reminding them is fantastic. Hygiene kings and queens. So they're the children who are making sure that they're not sharing resources, that they're helping clean and make sure the classroom's tidy, etc. And then we've got smooth movers who are moving safely through the school and making sure they're following the one-way system.
And also well as focusing on the children's behaviour, we want to reward them for all the fantastic things they do. These will be familiar to you if you've got children further up the school, but our main ways of rewarding are class dojos, which are little emojis that the teachers use to reward punctuality, lining up, etc. Certificates for the things that Maire's just talked about, our stars of the week, achievement assembly on a Friday, class celebrations of the children's work, showing another adult. Maire and I love the children coming to show the things that they've done, and all of the above is promoted and celebrated in our newsletter.
And moving forward with assembly, we're going to record them so that the children can watch them in class rather than gathering in the hall. So sometimes we know things go wrong and children often need that time to reflect on those mistakes. So as always, we would remind children of the school rules and the Primrose Promises. We would give them a firmer warning, and sometimes they might need a timeout within the class, or they might go to their parallel year group class, which is part of their bubble. If it is too disruptive to the classroom, a SLT member might be called to help calm the child down and help them to settle back into class. Sometimes your child might receive a red card. This will always be communicated with you, and these are sometimes serious and deliberate hurting of another child, extreme violent behaviour or vandalism, fighting, leaving the classroom without permission, swearing to an adult or child, or deliberately coughing. We always allow the children time to reflect, which is at lunchtime with one of the members of SLT, and we will always communicate this with you. If you have any questions, please speak to Amanda about this.
And as we're focusing on the children's recovery and assessment, this is key now for our work for the rest of the year. The teachers, the SLT, the classroom adults will make judgments about the children, where they're working and what they need to do next. This is mostly done talking to the child and giving them some next steps and enabling them to move forward. It might be some short tests or quizzes. It might be some work with a different adult that's not in the classroom. Lots of the work that the children are doing day to day will help inform the teacher about their progress.
You will also know that there's some statutory assessments in our school, so it's at the end of each phase. So for example, in reception, Year 2 and Year 6, there will be some form of assessment. That is either through testing or moderation within the school. We will inform all of those key year groups and have meetings later in the year to inform you about what you can do and how the process is carried out in our school. We've also got a phonics screening test in Year 1. This year we're going to do it with Year 2 as well, as they missed out last year when they were Year 1. But again, we will talk to you about that when that happens. And Year 4, last year was supposed to have a multiplication tables test. However, that got postponed, so it will carry on this year with Year 4, and guidance will be given to us later. All of this will be updated as we find out.
And finally, on assessment and progress, we will meet with your class teacher several times a year to look at their actual data progress, the children's books, etc. This starts at phase level, with the teachers working together to moderate judgments in writing, reading, maths and other curriculum subjects. We will look at all of the children's work gathered over that term, agree or challenge what we think the teacher is saying about that, and make an agreed judgment moving forward. Then we plan what the work that the teacher will follow up on to enable the children to pursue and make greater progress. Parent consultations will happen, but slightly differently in the second half of the autumn term. Watch this space.
Inclusion. So you should all know our inclusion lead, who is Sira So. She's left her email there happily for you to email her. And you can see the pyramid, which just has the different level of support that SEN children might have. So the first level, obviously at the base, is the whole class teaching. Sometimes children might move to class monitoring. Sometimes they might have an intervention, a specific intervention carried out in the classroom or being withdrawn, which is class action. And then some children are SEN statemented. All of this information is available, and we will communicate with all of those parents, and give you any information. If you have any concerns or any questions about that, please email Sira, and she will get back to you when she can. And as we mentioned already, that this term, a lot of interventions will relate to English and maths, and all of those will be communicated have your meetings with Sue.
And as we near the end of this presentation, please don't hesitate to ask us any questions. You can do this with any of the SLT in the playground at the start and the end of the day, or contact the office. We will put everything that you need to know on our school website. This works best on a computer, but if you're using it on a tablet or phone, when you go to the home page and click on that school information and sections, all those side drop-down things will follow and make all that information clear. It has our letters, newsletters, term dates, policies, information about clubs, menus, etc.
Thank you very much for taking time for listening to this, and as Robin said, we were all out on the playground, so please come and see us. Thank you.